So let me ask you, you have a network feed, right? So say you have a network of 4 shows, right? Show A, B, C, D, and E. That's 5. Now they're on one feed. Now, does show A have its own individual feed? Does show B have its own individual feed? Thank God.
Yes. Yeah. So they have all their own. And then wherever you decide to put the network feed, that's on you. But that'll be on, that'll be all. And then you also have a feature to drop an episode on all of the feeds at one time, which I don't really know why you would use that, but that's a feature too. But yeah, they have their own feeds. They have to. And then for them to be filtered into the main feed.
Ryan, I kid you not, you were the first person I've asked that question to, and they know exactly what I mean. Like, that concept is so foreign to people of why a network feed needs, if there's 4 shows, it needs 5 feeds that are available everywhere. Like, that concept is so foreign to so many people, and I just don't get it. It boggles my mind. It's just like, because, we have a WrestleAct Radio is a part of a wrestling network that I am a part. It's something I'm a part of. So my show is Kings of the Rings. We have our own feed as well as WrestleAct Radio feed. And yeah, people are like, well, I want to drive everyone to one place. I'm like, yeah, but you're going to drive less people. And in the podcast industry, your audience can be spread out. That's totally fine. Like, people make the argument, as we were experiencing today, that why would I do video and I want to drive everyone to one place? It's just like, well, people listen to consume content so many different ways. And if you have one piece of content spread across 15 different places that gets like 100 views each, or you can have it at one place that gets 800, which would you prefer? Or if you have one podcast that gets 10,000 on video and 80,000 on audio, would you rather just have 80,000 audio and not on video? It's like, so it's, I'm very glad you knew exactly what I meant when I asked that question.
I take a different philosophy to podcasting, as you saw in my post. I don't launch podcasts without video. Maybe I will in the future, but right now my stance is video. That's why I said numbers are bullshit, because I have 3,000 followers on Instagram. I have 4,000 on LinkedIn. I have another 1,000 on Facebook. I count the person on Facebook that comments on the video. That's a 30-second video of my podcast. I count them as a listener or a watcher. I count somebody off Instagram Reels who comes to my account, follows my personal account. I count, and they saw a 15-second Instagram Reels clip of my podcast, and that's why they followed me. I consider them a listener.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. They're only clicking 2 things. Same thing when you listen to a podcast. You don't know how long they're listening for unless you have video, unless you have YouTube. So it's like, first of all, you're not getting any of those features either. So yeah, I mean, I treat it like that. I just don't look at podcasting of like, oh, that's why like Podcorn, those websites that get you affiliates, they only look at your just audio plays. But then I just went to apply. I don't have it next to me, but I went to apply to be an affiliate at a supplement company. And they said, how many followers do you have? And then give me all of your socials. So combined, I have like 8,000, so that's the new way to do it. Like you shouldn't just focus on audio plays. Like I understand you're in people's ears. It's more intimate and it's a different thing, and maybe there's more benefit of the ask. Like if you ask them to join your email list on your podcast, they might actually join it. They might join it at a higher percentage than they do on your Instagram posts. But I just look at it all as watchers and listeners and supporters, so I don't really
connected. It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected. Exactly.
It's all an ecosystem. If I ever got you to talk to Jared Laverne, he'll tell you about the napkin. So I literally drew out the whole ecosystem, the whole idea of podcasting generally on a napkin, and how like social media connects to the feeds, to the video, and this, that, and the other. And that was like 3 years ago. So yeah, 100%. Not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite clips of all time that I just cut. Me and Ryan's conversation on podcast networks, the ecosystem, the napkin, his philosophy. His philosophy is a little different than mine, but hey, that's why I talk to him, because he's a podcaster. He does similar to what I do, but I learn a few things along the way, and I hope you learn from my content each and every single day. If you do, thank you for listening and watching. And if you do learn something, you're welcome for listening and watching. More stuff down below. And keep supporting me. Keep supporting what I do. I really appreciate it. Until next time.